Okay guys, this is going to be an update done in many little parts so I can show you how this is getting done here. I've cut up some of the styrofoam and built these vertical profiles, which is going to be basically the outlay of the mountain. And started right here. I'm going to continue on from this section here over to the left into here. Directly in front of you here where that V is, there's going to be a little bit of a waterfall and a canyon where that little black car is sitting in there. Anyway, it doesn't look like much right now, but as you can see, once I cover this with fiberglass window screen, you'll really be able to see the profile. I've had a roll of, I guess it's kind of like a soffit guard, as you can see here, of fiberglass screen. And being that I really can't cover a large area with it, I thought I'd just go and fill in some of the little spots here. Anyway, on top of the plywood here, this is pretty well grayed, so it's just going to be covered with ballasts and cinders and soils and what have you. Down in where you see the gray, that's going to be a little bit of a berm coming off the grade here, so there'll be a slight angle. And in order to get some of the plasters and glues and everything to stick better, I nail it down with one of those small Arrow staple guns. I'm playing with a small little gravel pile here yet. Anyway, I'll just kind of whip over here and give you a rundown where we're at here. Here's the rough profile of this small little piece of the mountain. This is now going to be a cut through here. And then down through here is going to be partially a cut with a tunnel face. I'll try to move down a little further here to show you what's going on here. A bit of a rock hill there, another little rock hill there. You can see the other side. And a retaining wall here. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. And I'm going to whip over here rapidly now. This is basically some of the styrofoam that I've put in this area here. Been a couple of snow days lately, so I've been kind of working on this in earnest. I don't really feel like working in the snow, so good excuse to take a little time off and do some R&R. Anyway guys, I will add to this as I go. Okay, same day, about 5 hours later. I've tacked down a lot of screen that I've had kicking around, some screen mesh. And I've got this part ready for plaster. It's kind of hard to see, but kind of acts like rebar for when you put the plaster down. It has something to stick to. I got some styrofoam under this mesh here. Basically what I've done was I've glued the styrofoam down and then run the mesh over top and use drywall nails to hold everything all together. Keeps it nice and tight. That's how I did the mountains on the rest of the layout. So up close here, I didn't worry too much about overlay or anything. But that's all ready. So I'm going to kind of motor on down here a bit. We've got this part all ready too. As you can see, same thing as over on the other side there. I have the styrofoam and the screen over top, the drywall nails. Right here, going to be a retaining wall, so it's styrofoam as a backer, and then I use the screen. It's stapled on. Here's the shape of the tunnel here, the other side of the cut that I mentioned earlier. What you're going to see here is you're going to see an interior on this tunnel. You will see a rock face inside on the ceiling and a nice concrete portal. Okay, I'll just whip the camera in around the corner here and show you what it's kind of going on here. So that part's ready. And once again, here's the other side. The little ditch here is ready for some plaster. I'll put a trestle in later. I like to leave the railroad ties on until I'm ready to build the trestle, and then I knock off the ties just to make sure everything stays engaged. Okay, I'm going to show you the mountain here in a second, but I just wanted to show you how I did everything here. Yeah, I had a little spill over here. Some of my ballast and ballast train there. Tapping down these drywall nails, sometimes the cars decide to do a little dance. Anyway, it's all ready. All on the flat lens. Run out of screen and I need to get some wide screen for what I'm going to show you here. This is really cool. It's a last minute decision to put in a logging road. As you can see, it goes up and a little around the point there and heads all the way up into, I guess you could say, oblivion. But it'll be a nice place to put the logging truck coming down with the little logs. It's going to be a real interesting little thing going on here. Way up here, I'm going to have a waterfall. It's going to come down in the back side of this. Run down in through here. Probably take this piece out and run the creek down in along here. Interesting thing is when you build these shapes and forms, they kind of jump out at you once you've got the somewhat finished picture in your head, and then you start to see things more towards its completion. So yeah, I've got some pretty neat ideas for how this is going to look later. And once again, it's going to tie right into here. Anyway, I'll show you the next part when I throw on the screen, and then that'll be ready for plaster. Okay, I've finished installing all this screen mesh and taped up some of the tracks here for doing the hard shell, and basically that's going to be paper towel soaked in plaster of Paris laid over top this screen. Anyway, I just left some of the tape off here because I'm done for today. I may still want to run trains and I can still use my main line. In the meantime, I just kind of wanted to show you that that kind of squiggly looking blue line there running up here is going to be a logging road. It's going to come all the way back down and then connect up with the crossing that the bus is about to cross over. Anyways, everything's ready. Next few days I'll probably, or sooner, I'll start putting some hard shell on here. I'll give another video shot of that and show you. Anyway, all this is fiberglass window screen. You can buy it either bulk or in a roll, and drywall nails that hold it to the styrofoam, the blue board that I have cut into various shapes. As you can see here, I got a little hump in the middle here that's going to be a gravel pile. You just put plaster over top, and by the time I'm done, you won't even be able to tell what's underneath all this. So that's why I'm doing this, to share with you guys in regards to how I do this. And in brief, what you see here was done exactly the same way right here. So said and done, that's the end result of what will be done right here. Okay, I'll keep you posted. You guys, I'm not going to kid you. This is not my favorite thing to do, but needs to be done. And this is the plaster work that I had to do today. All I've done was the paper towel soaking for the hard shell, and I have poured some really wet plaster in some of the low-lying areas, and a little bit of sculpting I did today as well. I basically got everything all covered up here so I don't do any more damage to what already has been done here. I'll show you what I mean. The floor is messy. I'll have to wait for everything to dry, and then I'll come along with a floor scraper, clean it all up. When you do this hard shell, water likes to run right through the screen and everything and then fall right to the floor. I put a lot of newspaper down, but it didn't seem to help. But anyway, here's where we're at. I'm going to keep this an ongoing video log here. I'm to the point now where I need to do rock casting, and I'm not planning to do any more of that today. This needs to cure. Anyways, that won't be as messy. I did have one little screw up. I don't know if you can see right through there. Had a little bit of spill that ended up right on the tracks on the other side. I have to do some cleaning. It's going to take a little bit of time, I guess. So yeah, that's where I'm at. It is messy. Okay, I've finished all the plaster, and I've spray painted some of the finished plaster with primer gray and some tan. Anyway, I left the tape on the pit here because I want to finish up the hillside behind there with some landscaping. I don't want to get anything in the pit. I had a bit of a spill in this area, so thus came the idea to put in a road crossing. And that road crossing now comes under the bridge to a parking lot here. Okay, I'm not going to tie this up too long because I have to stitch a bunch of these together. Alrighty, so I've been cleaning the tracks and basically picking up all the little pieces of plaster and stuff. Got a beautiful retaining wall here, thanks to West Coast Rails and his rock molds. He had some that were for doing retaining walls and tunnel portals. And there's one of them right there. I'll come back to the mountain in a second. I'm just going to whip over here and show you the finished works here. There's a newly filled in road. And let's see if I can step back far enough to get this in here. That noise in the background you hear, my dogs are play fighting. Anyway, that's pretty well done. I'm going to have to leave it for a little while, let everything cure, and then I'll go at the plastering, coloring and stuff later. Thanks for watching.